It's one of the newest attractions of the Strip. Concerts have some of the hottest tickets in Vegas, but the company behind the Sphere is reporting big losses.
The Las Vegas Sphere is bleeding money at a rate that's breaking records, racking up over $500 million in losses during just its first year of operation. This makes it one of the biggest financial disasters in entertainment history, despite being the most expensive venue Vegas has ever seen. And here's the thing, this $2.03 billion technological marvel that promised to change live entertainment forever has instead become a cautionary tale about what happens when ambition collides with financial reality. Back in 2018, James Dolan pitched the MSG Sphere project with what seemed like an ambitious budget of $1.02 billion. That number proved wildly optimistic. By 2020, costs had already jumped to $1.66 billion. But the real shock came in 2023 when the final price tag was revealed, $2.03 billion, nearly double what they'd originally planned to spend. The Sphere's specs are genuinely impressive. There's no denying that. Standing 366 feet high and 516 feet wide, it's essentially the largest spherical building on Earth, though technically it's classified as a geodesic dome. The exterior showcases 580,000 square feet of LED displays, powered by 1.2 million LED pucks, each containing 48 individual diodes that can display 256 million different colors. Inside, a massive 16K resolution wraparound LED screen creates an immersive experience for 17,600 seated guests, with total capacity reaching 20,000. But the visuals are only half the story. The Sphere features a 164,000 speaker audio system developed by Holoplot, which uses beam-forming technology to deliver individualized sound to every seat in the house. Roughly 10,000 of those seats are also equipped with haptic technology that vibrates in sync with the performance, creating a full-body sensory experience that no traditional arena can match. But impressive technology doesn't automatically create profits, and the construction timeline reveals where trouble started brewing. Ground broke in September 2018, but by March 2020, everything ground to a halt because of COVID-19. This wasn't just a brief delay. Construction stopped for 5 full months. During that time, the original construction managers, Hunt Acom, got fired, and MSG took over construction management themselves, which added complexity and almost certainly drove up costs on an already challenging project. The venue finally opened on September 29, 2023, with U2's residency serving as the inaugural act. But the financial reality hit hard from day one. In that first fiscal quarter, ending September 30, 2023, which included just 1 day of actual operations, Sphere Entertainment Company posted a staggering $193.09 million operating loss against revenues of $167.08 million. The bleeding didn't stop there. Quarter after quarter, the losses kept mounting. The second quarter of fiscal 2024 brought a $104.05 million loss on $151.02 million in revenue. The first quarter of fiscal 2025 delivered a $125.01 million loss on $127.01 million in revenue. By the end of 2024, the Sphere segment had accumulated over $500 million in losses for the 12-month period. Several factors are driving these massive losses, starting with the crushing debt burden. It's worth noting that Sphere Entertainment Company was spun off as an independent, publicly traded company from MSG Entertainment in April 2023, just months before the Sphere opened its doors. This meant the newly independent company entered public markets already carrying the full weight of construction debt and with zero operating history to reassure investors. Sphere Entertainment carries $534 million in debt directly tied to the Las Vegas venue. When you're paying interest on over $500 million, that creates a significant monthly expense that has to be covered before you can even think about profit. The operating costs are equally brutal. The venue devours approximately 95,779 megawatt hours of electricity annually, enough to power 21,000 homes. With Nevada's commercial electric rates, that translates to roughly $464,000 per month just for electricity. And that's before you factor in staffing, maintenance, security, and all the other expenses of running a cutting-edge entertainment venue. Content production costs have spiraled completely out of control. James Dolan admitted that their upcoming production of The Wizard of Oz went way over budget, ultimately costing costing nearly $100 million, almost twice what they originally planned. As Dolan put it, "We went way over the budget. What we were originally thinking. We ended up almost 2 times what we were originally thinking." The venue's first original immersive film, Postcard from Earth, was directed by acclaimed filmmaker Darren Aronofsky and ran exclusively at the Sphere. Designed specifically for the venue's 16K wraparound screen and spatial audio system, it offered content that simply could not be replicated anywhere else in the world. But perhaps the most damaging decision was the Precedent, set with U2's inaugural residency. Reports indicate that U2 received an unprecedented 90% of ticket sales earnings, plus $10 million upfront, totaling approximately $170 million for 40 shows. While this arrangement helped establish the Sphere's credibility and generated massive media attention, it set expectations for artist revenue sharing that make profitability extremely difficult. The Sphere's troubles stretch beyond Las Vegas too. Plans for international expansion hit major roadblocks when London Mayor Sadiq Khan rejected the planning application for MSG Sphere London in November 2023, citing unacceptable harm to hundreds of residents. That rejection forced Sphere Entertainment to write off $116.05 million as an impairment charge, adding even more to their losses. James Dolan's response to the London rejection was characteristically defiant. "It really is the end of the line for London. Why doesn't London want the best show on earth?" But this setback represented more than wounded pride. It eliminated a key revenue stream that was crucial to the company's expansion strategy. Adding to the financial mess is MSG Networks, the struggling regional sports network that's attached to Sphere Entertainment. This division carries $804 million in debt and has been teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Sphere Entertainment actually warned that bankruptcy was an option for the network if it couldn't refinance its debt. The network finally reached a restructuring deal in April 2025, reducing its debt from $804 million to $210 million. But the uncertainty and financial drag lasted for months. There's also the question of whether there's enough market demand. While the Sphere attracted 24 million visitors in its first year, an impressive number, converting those visitors into profitable revenue streams remains challenging. Advertising on the exterior exosphere starts at $450,000 per day, which sounds substantial until you consider the venue's massive operating expenses and debt service. The depreciation and impairment charges create another accounting reality. A significant portion of the reported losses, approximately $370 million, comes from depreciation and impairment rather than actual cash losses. However, this distinction matters little to investors watching their money disappear on quarterly reports. Despite all these financial challenges, there are some bright spots. The Sphere posted $420.05 million in year-end gross revenue, higher than any other entertainment venue in Billboard Box Score's 50-year history. U2's residency grossed $244.05 million from 663,000 tickets sold, making it the 4th highest-grossing concert residency of all time. Dead & Company also completed a 19-show summer residency at the Sphere in 2024, proving the venue could sustain long-form residency formats beyond a single headline act. The Wizard of Oz production surpassed 1 million tickets, sold just months after its debut. Sphere Entertainment has secured a deal for a second venue in Abu Dhabi, with construction expected to begin around 2030. Unlike Las Vegas, Abu Dhabi's Department of Culture and Tourism will fully finance the construction and pay ongoing royalties, potentially providing revenue without the massive upfront investment that's crushing the Las Vegas operation. The company is also developing smaller-scale mini-spheres that would seat about 5,000 attendees, but could be built faster and at lower cost. Plans for a 6,000-seat venue near Washington, D.C. were announced for 2026. James Dolan remains optimistic about the future, stating that they expect to host more than 100 concerts in 2025, up from 70 in 2024. But his admission reveals the steep learning curve they've faced. "It's the first time we've done it, and we've learned, and we're getting better at it. I wish that the day we lit it up, that we knew exactly how to run it, exactly how to sell it, and exactly how to program it. But that's just not the case." The Sphere's financial struggles reveal a fundamental challenge in the entertainment industry. Revolutionary technology doesn't guarantee revolutionary profits. While the venue has achieved its goal of creating an unmatched immersive experience, translating that experience into sustainable profitability requires more than impressive specifications and celebrity endorsements. The Sphere represents both the potential and the peril of betting big on cutting-edge entertainment technology. Whether it can overcome its massive losses and debt burden to become the profitable venture James Dolan envisioned remains one of the most expensive questions in Las Vegas history.